Hello. Hola. Move my earrings on because I'm saying I can't go without the earrings. Can't go without the earrings, baby. And you get down right there. Okay. So basically, uno momento. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, so okay, so this is what I really wanted to talk to everybody about. Like, there is something that we have that a lot of us have, some of us have, um all of us have it in some form of capacity, right? So a lot of us have arrested development is different things that go on in your mind. It could be a cycle or whatever that you um a cycle that you are used to doing continuously and don't want to stop and want because you're comfortable in it because you want to stay in it. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? It could be smoking. It could be drinking. It could be drugging. It could be reality shows. It could be um, just cleaning up your home all day, every day. That's your whole life. It could be not cleaning. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? It could be hanging on the side, on the corner, or whatever. Like, it could be anything. So, I just wanted to talk about it because not enough people talk about it. And, like, it is a movie called Arrested Development. I just would like to say. But like we tend to get in these cycles and we actually supposed to grow from them. We actually supposed to do things better for ourselves and our families, right? So these cycles that we can get into, not all the time, they might be bad or not or negative or not all the time they might be good, but like it's maybe cycles, and it'd be hard to break those cycles. Like you might not have wanted to even get in a cycle like that. You might have just got in it because you haven't evolved into the cycle. You might have just got lazy, started procrastinating and doing that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out something to do and you end up doing it like that. But I just wanted to talk about it because like it's not talked about enough. The reason why people do what they do over and over again, it could be like even a domestic violence situation. You could get into a domestic violence situation and stay in it because you're scared, you're comfortable, and you might be on the flip side feeling as though, you know, you like it now. You know what I'm saying? But like I want to talk to the people that actually want to change for themselves. And really people don't change. There's my brother from another. He told me this one time. He was like, he don't believe in people changing. They adjust. And I believe that. I don't believe that people change. They adjust. They adjust like chameleons. You know what I'm saying? Some just different than others. And some they stay the same. A lot stay the same. And then a lot of times it takes people time to adjust as well, to certain aspects of life. But once you are not in denial about something that you need to change within yourself, then that's where you can fix it. Because if you are in denial about something, you're not going to be able to fix it because you can't identify it. So everything kind of back ends to like a psychology aspect, meaning like, you know, 1 plus 1 is 2. Not necessarily how you get to 2. If that makes sense, I don't know. But um yeah, it's different. It's different things that affect a person differently. A lot of things that happen traumatic in childhood, and I mean, who would have thought? When we were, younger teenagers, young adults and things like that, we didn't know that, like, certain things that happened when we were a child. it caused different traumas and things like that. We're not thinking like that back then. But then when we elevate, when we grow, when we learn to love ourselves, when we learn to identify the things that we need to change within ourselves, which that could be earlier or later in life. But you want to do it early as possible, because if not, you'll get set in your ways. Like in some ways, some cases, I might be set in my ways. Like for me, like we're gonna just be 100. You know what I mean? Like due to my decision making, I say, gotta be working, and it'd be so beautiful. I seen a butterfly and I was like, and I seen the color of the butterfly. Instantly, I already knew that was my aunt. But anyway, I just want y'all to know, like, different things that you go through as a child can cause different things. Like, okay, for instance, say I grew up, right? I had a great childhood. I mean, you all go through something in your childhood, but I had a great childhood. My parents, they sheltered me. They sheltered me from being around the wrong people. But they can only do that for so long. I used to be so mad at my parents. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, why I can't go outside? You know what I'm saying? I had my own phone line since I was like in 5th grade. My own phone line in my house up until like I was like 30. I had the same phone number, the same phone line, house line in the house. And, a person can shelter you so much to the point where, that can actually harm you as well. Because when somebody tries to keep a tight grip on their child, that child wants to break free. Like or them things that's in a cocoon. Talk about caterpillars that's in a cocoon. Eventually, they want to grow. They want to break free, right? So when they want to break free, depending on what they were taught and how they have seen, felt, heard responses, is how they're going to interact with society, right? Okay. So it's nothing wrong with sheltering your kids. It's just you have to let them know, like how my parents, they let me know. They used to tell me, like, man, it's messed up people out here. You know what I'm saying? You can't go. No, I don't want you to go outside. They were implementing a protection mechanism, which it was good, but also it did something that wasn't so good, because it sheltered me from seeing what was really out here. That means, like, I, growing up, getting out, thought that everybody had a heart like me. That's a dangerous place to be when you think that everybody out here got a heart like you. When you got a good heart, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, when you got a good heart. Because it's some people out here that are their only life plan is to take you down. Literally. The only thing that they got going on for them is taking you down. The only thing that makes them relevant is taking you down. You have to understand. And I mean, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm just letting you know, it's better for you to realize what you're dealing with spiritually and not just physically. Because everything comes from the spiritual realm down to the physical realm. You know what I'm saying? Before it hits the physical realm, it's in the spiritual realm. So it already exists there. And then it has to come to the physical realm. See, when you start to get to know yourself, you start to not be afraid of certain gifts that you have. I mean, no gift that you have, because it's not your fault that you have them. It's just a gift. Everybody is born with the gift. Some people that don't, the ones that don't have souls, yes, they don't have no, that's another story for another time. We'll get into that. But like, I want to interact on my platform. I want to know what people are thinking. I think outside the box. When you think inside the box, you cannot grow. It's not possible. It's like, okay, I'm gonna raise this child in my room, and that's all they gonna know is my room. You know what I'm saying? That's all they gonna know is my room. Here the room, here the bathroom. That's it. That's all they gonna know. You know what I mean? No, life don't work like that. Kids gonna grow up. They gonna, try to do whatever they want to do. They gonna be hard headed. They're not gonna listen. They're gonna rebel. They're gonna do different things. You know what I'm saying? But if we know thyself, learn thyself, understand thyself, you could recognize the characteristic trait on your child that they got from you. If you was hard-headed, buck-headed, I wasn't buck-headed necessarily, but I was very stubborn. And I'm already a Capricorn, so I'm stubborn. And then, like, on top of that, so you go have a child by another Capricorn that's stubborn. What you think your kid gonna come out as? 1+1 is 2, bro. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's you both low vibrational at that point, you know what I'm saying? Or you both young at that point. You're not thinking about stuff like that. Think about stuff like that. You like, oh, depending on whether you trying to have a family or whatever you trying to have, I don't know. But you have to start aligning with people that are on your path. You know what I mean? Your path. Say I'm a Scorpio, and I go have a baby by another Scorpio. How you think that baby gonna be full of Scorpio and water? I mean water. You know what I mean? Like, whether people want to believe in it or not, ain't nobody here. I'm not here to judge nobody. This is a no judgment zone, okay? I went through. It's always still things that I'm learning. It's always things that like I want to learn more of, and it's always gonna be, it's always gonna be, you know, questions. If you don't ask a question, how would you know? Like my uncle, he the only one. He like, shit. The worst question is the one that ain't asked. That's real. Nothing beats a failure but a try. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. You know, but like I want to interact with you all because like it's very important. Arrested development goes a long way. You try to figure out why people. Okay, so some people, they experiment with drugs, but after they go through that process, they usually learn their lesson, get off. Now, I'm going to be real with you. Getting off a hard drug, that's a very difficult task. That is something that's probably like one of the hardest things that a person has to go through to get off of a substance. You know what I'm saying? Now, like for smoking, like marijuana, things like that, that's not as difficult because that's not a hard drug. But when it becomes a habit meaning like you just doing it, that means that your hand is used to doing this. Cigarettes, if you used to doing it, your hand is used to do the you're programming your mind to see the smoke come out. And that's the release. Smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's the release. So like when you have that and you've been doing it for a long time and you program your mind and you program your arm and you program the temptation to want it, like it's programming. It's just like now you got to reset it. But like because like it's not as, you know what I'm saying, like a hard of a drug as other things, Like it's a little bit more easier to, excuse me, get through. But when you, like, a person is on a harder drug and they, they, whether they experiment or whether they someone does them dirty and gets them addicted, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time that, like, if people, because like we talked about trauma, right? Okay, so most of the time people that are on a heavy drug, a lot of times that what they do is they befriend someone that wants to do it with them. That a lot of times, if that person doesn't do it, and a lot of times it'd be romantic, a romantic interest that'll try to get you, oh, just try it, just do it. You know what I'm saying? You might like it, just try it. You might say no for a year, no for 2 years, and you still with the person, because depending on what ties y'all together or whatever, you still might, you know, adore the person. But like after a while, you probably gonna try it, and I hope you don't. As my brother told me, he said, anybody who introduces you to something, a hard drug, like the whip, like the powder puff girls, like the smack, they do not love you. They don't love you. But see, I had to go through my own trials and tribulations. And like when you go through your own trials and tribulations, 'cause somebody can tell you that's easier for them to tell you than for them to empathize and tell you for real. Like, you know, don't um don't accept anything from anyone. You know what I'm saying? Even if they be like, oh, here you go, try this, blah, blah, blah. Now, first off, rule of thumb, we already know, like, if somebody got some puff, pass, Dutchie, you not supposed to smoke from it if it's already rolled up. That's code. Okay, if it's already rolled up, you come to the people and they already got it, they already hitting it. You don't know what's in it, so you don't smoke it. You're not supposed to, because you don't know what they're smoking. And their body could take things that you can't take. You know what I'm saying? Or if you didn't see them roll it up, you don't smoke it. Because people will jeopardize a person's life out here. And we're gonna speak in that way. I don't wanna say you, because I don't wanna put it on you. I'm telling you, people will it is I have seen the wickedest of the wicked. And I'm still young. I'm still young, and I've seen the wickedest of the wicked, and I created a tie with that person, them people. I don't want you to go through what I am going through. Okay? I'm trying to, I know I can't save the world. Okay? I'm not trying to save the world. But I'm telling you that cycles are cycles. Everybody goes through them, but it's getting out of them is the hardest part. Ending a cycle. Like, stop doing the same thing. Like, most people who do drugs, they be around other people who do drugs. You are who you hang with. You are what you eat. Most people that want to be like, oh, peer pressure you, it's because they want you to start financing that shit eventually. They are not gonna say that. They could be like, let me slip something in this shit, you know what I'm saying? And then she gonna definitely want something after that. Well, a person that lacks mental strength, a person that lacks love of themselves, a person that's young and doesn't know no better, they're gonna be oblivious you know what I'm saying, to those things. Yeah, I mean, they gonna be oblivious to somebody trying to hurt them. They gonna think that it's their friend. No, it ain't your friend. Oh, my friend, my friend, my friend. I don't fuck. Ain't none of your friend. Your friend is the one that you call when you gotta go to the doctor. Your friend is the one that you call when you want them to come to your you let them know, or you around them every day to feed you. That's your friend. Yeah, a friend the one to make sure you got band-aids. A friend one to make sure you got a PlayStation, Xbox, that you got the gas, the lights, the water, the cable bill, all that on. That's your friend. This one that's gonna go through you through for thick and thin, but we all have to learn, being young, you know what I'm saying? We all want somebody outside of our parents. And even as an adult, you're supposed to have somebody that's positive in your life and productive in your life outside of your parents and outside of your family members. So I get it. But the problem is that it's some wicked people out here, and they will harm you just to harm you. Some people, I was just talking about it, we was just having this conversation the other day. It's people like offing people and not offering them for a reason. Just like running up on them, doing it, and leaving. That's not a demon. I don't know what it is. If that is not a demon, I don't know what it is. Because you ain't rob them. You ain't had no argument with them. You ain't had no problem with them. You just run up on a motherfucker and off them and leave. And like, this is going on, and I don't want to even get into society. I want to talk about our own mental health, okay? How we fix it. Like, because we could talk about the problems all day, but we ain't talking about, we will talk about the solutions, yeah, but like at the end of the day, like, you have to have somebody who actually is relating to you in that manner, relating to you in that manner. Like, somebody you befriend, say you drink sometimes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You get litty sometimes. There ain't nothing wrong with that as long as you're safe, you know what I mean? People experiment with different things or whatever. Just as long as you surround yourself around the people, that will make it much easier for you to not even want to indulge. But you have to not be around the people who are indulging. I mean, you got to make sense of that, right? Okay, so say you drink sometimes or whatever, socially drink, or you just socially drink. You might not drink at home or whatever, but you might socially drink. You meet somebody or whatever, and you're like, oh, hey, things get, cool or whatever. You like the person, blah, blah. Something come in your mind, like, you gotta let this motherfucker go. They might be trying to get you in a way. You might see it, but they might try to make you think that they don't see it. Because let me tell you something. God warns you. He gives you the red flags. Okay? And I am unorthodox. Okay? So I'm a random thinker. So I'm going to go back and forth, and then I'll come back to this. All right? So God gives you the red flags. So I'm going to go back to my life, right? I was going through this turmoil, these things, due to my own decision making. I was going through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because due to my own decision making and the consequences that came from it, that I just basically, I never thought that, you think that like, because you a cordial person, because you a respectable person, you feel like people will have a heart like you. No, 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 no. I'm not even laughing on a laugh type cycle. I'm not laughing on like a laugh type joke. I'm laughing at, like, I am telling you, if you only understood what this shit is, what this world is full of. Nobody's going to make the right decisions their whole life. That is the only way that I learned. Making going down the wrong turn. I know y'all seen that movie, The Wrong Turn, but I went down it several times. But that's the only way that I was going to learn. So one day I was so upset. I was so frustrated. I'm telling you, I was stomping, I was praying, I was hollering, I was talking to the Most High, and I was like, come on, God, tell me, what have I done? What have I done to deserve this? And why do I keep continuously going through it? I'm talking to God because that's my man. That's my day one, A1. You know what I'm saying? I had to, before I even got to the point of talking to him like that, because we only know what our parents know, right? So then our children only know what we know, unless we self-teach ourselves, understand what the decisions that we make, and go through. Before I could talk to him like that, I had to learn who he was. I had to make sure he is the one that I want to serve. And I'm saying he, but G is us. It's the God within. I'm talking to myself. I'm like, what did I do? I'm talking to the Most High Creator. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? Why do I keep going through it over and over? Why won't this person stop? What can I do? It got quiet. It got quiet. So after I went ranting to the Most High, of course I gotta stop and listen because I'm out of breath at that time, and I'm like, well, I gotta shut up to hear what he gonna tell me. And he answered me. He said, I showed you the signs. I showed you the red flags. You chose to ignore those red flags that I showed you. So I'll let you continue to go forth because that's how you had to learn. You had to learn this way because that's the only way that you was going to find me. That's the only way I was going to look for him, is if I went through that way. Now, we could say all day that, oh, that's rich, they ain't got these issues, or people that's already married from when they in high school, they ain't got these issues. You don't know what people go through. You don't know what goes on in someone's home. Every person in your neighborhood, every person that you walk past in a store with, every person like you walk past on the street, everybody lives different. It's just basic morals and integrity that a lot of people try to raise their child with because they know that it's a lot of people out here that don't have that. You know what I'm saying? After the Most High told me that, that's the only way that I was going to find him. He was right. And I've been studying. Well, I was studying before that, and I'm still studying. I'm studying on why I started. My journey started like, why are we hated? Indigenous people. Why are we hated? Like from all four corners of the earth. Everywhere. It has to be a power that we hold that is so tremendous. That is so huge. So powerful. So big. So beautiful. It has to be something that is so great, so magical, untouchable that we have that they hate. Because they ain't got. That was confirmation. Confirmation, man. Because listen, all of these different things, okay, yes, you know, not even 5 or 10 years ago, we had the technology that we have right now, and technology is going like this. And the earth to me is detoxing itself. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that, like, I don't like to say that, but the people that like are stuck in old habits, like certain things, I think it's like detoxing. That's why so many things are going on in the world, and um, but like you have to understand, like the things that's going on in the world, yes, but the things that we're doing, that you have to, the things to try to help change the world, because you can't change the world, you can only change the people in it, but people are not going to change, because without good there's no bad, or without dark there's no light. You know what I'm saying? Without light there's no dark. So it has to be both realms of, people. Although, like, what can you do to change your direction, to change your guidance, to change the things that you love about yourself, to master yourself and be the best person that you can be, besides making decisions with your feelings, making decisions with your emotions? Because I love him, I'm gonna go hard for him. No. If he loved you, you wouldn't have to go that hard for him, because it would be in alignment. Meaning, when I say go that hard for him, yes, you're gonna go for each other. You're gonna go for each other, but like fighting another chick, going out here stealing shit, going out here taking from this, going out here cheating. No, no. If you are aligned, you ain't doing that to each other. Let's just be honest. If you are aligned with each other, you'll be in the same course correction mode. You'll be on the same pathway trying to do the same thing. Not just, oh, I'm trying to find a job right now. No, it's not about the no job. It's about like direction and guidance. It's about integrity. It's about motivations. It's about skills, knowledge, and abilities. It's about things that you look for in a job. Growth and stability is what you should be looking for in your partnership. Growth and stability. So, let me get back to the red flags. When you see a red flag, I'm not talking about like, it could be something slight, but love is not really what, I believe in love, but I believe that anybody can love anybody. Like, you could love homeless people on the street, God, I'm not trying to say that like that, but you could love somebody that's on the street begging for change. I love you. No, loyalty to me is everything. And that's just, I'm telling you things from my perspective. Loyalty to me is everything. I'm loyal to my family. I'm going to go hard in the paint for my family. But I'm going to go hard in the paint for my family legally, legitimately, honorably. I'm not about to be like, oh, let's go beat somebody up because she looked at me sideways. No, that's like low vibrational shit. And it's a lot of low vibrational people on this earth. You be thinking like, why people staring at me? I gotta cuss them out. Why the fuck y'all looking at me? Bitch, you might be pretty. Damn. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know you, so they ain't gonna say nothing. Anyways, yeah. So let's move forward. But the red flags, those are the things that you got to take heed of. Like I said, from my perspective, I believe that, Um, Alignment and balance is everything. I met a nice couple and when we went to Busch Gardens, white couple and their baby. It's so nice. They were so kind. Because it's a difference between nice and kind. Remember, everybody will show you, not everybody, but a lot of people will show you a nice face because that's their representative. That's not necessarily who they are. Okay, these people, they were very kind. That wasn't their representative. That was them. I was like, y'all. She's like, we've been together. We've been kicking it for a while now. He's like, yeah, I've been here for a while now. He's like, she's like, I didn't always make the best decisions at first, but when me and him came together, he's very chivalrous. He went and got, I think he went and got me something. I don't know, but he was very nice man. They were very kind. I don't like the word nice too much. And their baby was beautiful. And she, I was like, what do y'all do? How do y'all? It's hard to find like that. He's like, and this from a man's perspective. He's like, it takes alignment and balance, and you will know when somebody balances you right on now. Now, when you still hurt inside, and I want to thank them too. They're sweet. Oh, and then they, man, God bless them too. It's like it doesn't have a, even though, like, yes, love has no color for real. Only people make it that way. Love has no color to me. It's like it's your preference, because it's a lot of relationships that are, mixed couples, mixed races or whatever, and like, they're balanced. And it's a lot of mixed race couples that are not, and it's a lot of same race couples that are not. So it's like, it's just, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, whatever aligns your mental, because that's the biggest part, your mental. Like you could lose yourself in a relationship. You could lose yourself in a relationship with any relationship dynamic, even if it's a relationship of a child with your children dynamic. You know, I really want to talk more. I do like this. I want to talk more. But we're going to save some for later. I just want y'all to know, like, even if you feel like you could have made better decisions, don't blame people. Blame your motherfucking self, okay? And learn from that shit. And stop doing it, okay? Let's just be real. We all have made decisions that we might not be proud of. The only way to change that is to identify that you do that, change it, fix it, and stop having arrested development within that. And then after you finish with that, then we got to go to another subject, okay? So I just want everybody to know that, like, we all have it in some form or fashion. I have it as well. But, like, we can all have it, but what are we going to do with it? We got to fix it, right? So fix it. Help fix it. And it takes time. But, like, stop blaming others, you know what I'm saying, for, like, your own decision making. The only thing that you can go off is like, oh, I'm going to go get my hair done, but, I don't like how she did my hair or how he did my hair. Well, bitch, if you did it yourself, then you can only be mad at yourself, you know? So, and not to call you that or nothing like that. I'm just saying, I'm being real. I'm being 100 right now. I'm just saying, like, you gotta, like, look beyond the BS. And I just want y'all to know that, like, We gonna talk. We gonna chat. We gonna laugh. We gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta like tell y'all, like it's so imperative. Ooh, sorry. It's so that's how imperative it is. It's so imperative that y'all really know what's going on out here. Like people was out here knocked out sleep. And I mean that's what I'm like, but life be life. So alright, G is us, okay? G is us. Alright? Okay. Until next time, later. I'll talk to you soon.